Hello fellow Brick fanatics, DJ Bricks here, back for another video, and today I have a review for a 2020 LEGO DC Batman set. It is the mobile bat base. It's set number 76160. It's recommended for building ages 8 and up. Comes with 743 pieces and retailed, when it was on store shelves, it retailed for about $90 here in the United States. It does utilize this thing that the Agents line used, where you get like a mobile semi-truck with a little bit of bat base in it. So without further ado, let's start deconstructing it and seeing how it stacks up, starting as always with the minifigures. So first up, Batman. This figure is based off his second outfit that's prominent in Rebirth here. Starting with the legs, they are plain and unprinted. I would have preferred him having boots here, just to dual molded legs just to capture those boots. But the torso is very nice and detailed, very accurate to his suit in the comics that this is based off of. Really nice detail there. You get a little bit of shine to it with the utility belt there. Same short ear back haul we've been getting since about 2016 here. And removing it, you have the head going along with this cowl here, where you have the goggles up at the top just to get the whited out eye effect, and then you just have a normal Bruce Wayne expression underneath. Still, LEGO cannot print lighter skin tones on top of dark. They can do it, however. They just, for some odd reason, they just don't like doing it all the time. Flipping this figure around to the back, he does come with that typical Batman cape, and it is spongy, so it is easy to flip out of the way, and you can see the back torso detail of his suit there with all the lines and the utility belt. And as you saw, he does have an alternate expression, very serious there. And putting the cowl back on, that is what that expression looks like with it on. And last thing to talk about here, with the 2020 sets, they did include alternate capes for the Batman figure. So the first cape you do get is this one that is one hole, and it is stuck up a lot. That is on purpose. It's just to give the effect of Batman gliding throughout the city. And this one may have a more stiffer material. It just kind of has this look of his cape billowing in the wind, if you want to have him standing stoic someplace. Next up, Nightwing. He's also in his Rebirth outfit, unprinted black legs. That's fine. His outfit in the comics doesn't really have that much detail on it for the legs. Up at the torso, you have his bird logo there. You have nice lines for the suit. You have even darker blue lines for all of his ab detail. You have the skater hair in black there. Removing it to get a better look at that face, you do have his domino mask there with the white out eyes. You have some dark blue highlights just to give shaping to that mask. And you have a really nice confident smile there for Dick. And flipping this around, you get some nice back torso detail, carried the details from the front there, with the belt, the logo and everything, and the shaping. And then you get an alternate face where he's a lot more aggressive and angry. With the hair put back on, that is what that face looks like, highlighted by that. Next up is Batgirl. She comes in her outfit based off Rebirth. Pretty much all the figures in the set do. No printed legs, some yellow hands for her gloves, some very nice torso detail for her outfit with a logo, nice shaping for her abs against the suit there, the belt detail. She comes with that old women's hair, I think from Indiana Jones, in a orangish color there. She has a really nice face there with the domino mask and a really nice smile. However, That mask in the comics continues onto her hair. It's kind of like a headband cowl thing, and that gives her bat ears, which is very much missing from here. And I kind of wish we had gotten a new mold for her hair there. Removing that hair, taking a better look at this cape that is new, that was new for this figure and exclusive to it. It's a one whole double-sided cape, whereas blue on the inside, which is really nice. And flipping that up, you can see a lot more detail of backpack and the utility belt there. And she does have an alternate expression with this, and that is what that looks like, highlighted by her hair. Next up, Man-Bat. He is not really based on Rebirth as far as I can tell, but this is in some of the comics he is based more off white albino bat. So we have white here, which is a nice departure from the typical figures we get from Man-Bat. He does use that old molded wing from like Monster Fighters. The legs are printed, which is nice. They are reused from, I think, Hidden Side is where they originated from. You have some really nice torso detail showcasing abs and muscular, and then a little bit of the fur there. You have a very nice facial detail of his bat form, as well as that hairpiece ear combo that also originated in Monster Fighters, I believe, and it does have some printing on the ears there, which Lego didn't need to do, but it does look great. And if you didn't know about these arms, they are still posable, so you can move them around. They're not fixated in any way, apart from just being pre-bent. And then turning this figure around to the back side, he has some nice back torso detail with some fur and more of the muscular detail. And flipping the head around, you can see he has an alternate expression where it's more scared or worried. It is still very nicely detailed. Bronze Tiger, he's pretty much an obscure kind of Batman villain, but it is nice to get him instead of getting like the regulars. He does come with the Wolverine claws just to represent his weapons in the comics. Unprinted dark orange legs there. Really nice torso detail depicting his outfit there with belt, a little tooth necklace, the tiger stripes there. Really all nicely done. He also has a really nice exclusive face here with tiger stripe markings, nice aggressive facial expression. I usually hate one-use heads here, but here it works. That is Bronze Tiger's. And then flipping around, no back head detail, but you do have some nice back torso detail of his jacket there with the hoodie and a little bit of detail towards the bottom of the jacket. And then saving the best for last, my favorite Batman villain, Mr. Freeze here. Again, he's based off his Rebirth appearances. Knocking his accessory out of the way first, he does come with a nice simple build for his freeze gun here with using that Overwatch pistol as a base. You have some nice blue pieces representing some ice shooting out, a little bit of dark blue there for a canister for the freeze to come out of, and then just a little bit of stud for detail. But looking at the figure proper, has bare white arms here. And you have against a gunmetal legs and torso there with some nice torso detailing of his suit in Rebirth. He doesn't really have the bigger bulky suits of past. He's kind of more advanced than that in the Rebirth comics. Going up to the head there, he does use that fishbowl headpiece that was introduced for Mysterio. Here it's used effectively as well, and you can just remove that to get a better look at his head there with the goggles and the more stern expression there. And flipping this around, he does not come with the cryo backpack of previous sets, so you just have the detail of ventilation stuff unhindered here, as well as the back of the head just features more of the strap of his goggles, which is all very nice detail. So aside from the figures, you do get this build of a semi-truck being pulling the mobile trailer for the bat base here. Build-wise, this thing took a couple hours on and off. Build used some nice pieces, some more complex. Everything that you see as a decoration is a sticker. There's a couple that are prints. I will point them out as we go. But overall, this thing is very massive. Taking Nightwing here so you can see a little bit of the scale of this thing. It is pretty massive and very intimidating. So let's start getting. So first of all, you can separate the trailer from the truck here. It's attached via a ball joint hitch there, using a mixel joint, and once you remove it, you can actually take this kickstand down and it'll keep the trailer here. Looking at the cab here, the profile is very nice. It's very big and bulky and intimidating. You do have the bat fins here used at an angle just to create some nice shaping. You have some nice shaping down here at the fuselage. That is a sticker, of course. Flipping this to the back, you have some nice smokestacks here built up really nicely. The tow ball hitch here. This is for an action feature towards the front of the cab there. Same design as the other side here. Love the little detail of the little stepping to get into the truck here. Front of the cab, you have nice bulkiness to the headlight area, utilizing all these bars and blue lights here. It all looks really nice. You do have that windscreen here, which is exclusive to this set still, in that color, so that is pretty nice. There's a sticker on the front there, just continuing the gray line at the front there. So getting into this, just is attached via a 2x2 with a jumper on it. Not much in here for the cab space, unfortunately. You just have the steering wheel and a whole bunch of space to seat a missing back color. As an example, you can pretty much fit any minifigure with a cape in there. You do have extra space back here, but you can't fit a second minifigure at all, even if they're standing. So that's not really good, but you do have a good look at a minifigure through the windshield there. Minifigure, and any minifigure does fit there pretty nicely. But getting into that other play feature with the little action thing down here, there's a flap here. There's a sticker on the front of it, of course, but pulling this down and you hit the little thing and it'll bring out the first of many hidden vehicles on this thing, and it is a jet ski that you can place any minifigure on it, sitting or standing. Of course, that is a sticker for the decoration, of course. Taking a look at the back trailer, you do have this nice vehicle that is embedded in here for a lookout, but we'll get into that when it separates. You do have the little thing that comes down to stabilize it. Nice shaping and nice part usage on the front here. Again, you have a sticker right there for a decoration. You got the back wheels here, very nice and sturdy and built. I will say I'm not a fan of this little big gaping hole down here. I wish that was covered a little bit better. You do have some storage cupboards here for stuff. We'll get into that in a minute. Back of the vehicle, you do have the tail lights here, as well as another little flap, which can come down and you get access to another vehicle. This one's a little bit harder to get into, but opening up, you do have a motorcycle with some Batman branding on it as well, and a batarang there. You can use that as an accessory, otherwise you can it's just there for shaping for the Bat vehicle, but that does go back in there pretty easily, and those yellow slopes there are kind of just holding the bike in place when you do place it back there so it doesn't rattle around. You do have a grip here for the back. That is part of a play feature. And flipping it around to the back side, the camera and friendly side, you do have a lot of exposed stuff for play features inside the main cabin. That's for a play feature, pretty obvious. This gear thing is also for a play feature, and then you just have the Technic exposed here for the opening cockpit of so you can get access into the trailer. Opening up these little storage areas, one, you have a top one, you have a couple of orange studs for extra ammo for something we'll see in a minute. And then opening this one up, you do have a pair of black flippers on there in case for the person who wants to use the jet ski. Getting inside the actual trailer is pretty simple. You just have this nice little handle for a finger to grab, and this just all flips right open there. You do have some nice lighting detail on the roof there, just to give some imagination for a kid there, imagining that this is lit up when it is fully enclosed. So looking on the interior here, we do have a back computer against the wall there. It's using a sticker. On either side of it, you have a bunch of clips for accessories. So you have saws, wrenches, stick of dynamite, batarang, the usual. Those blue lightsaber blades on the far is for Nightwing. Those represent his Christmas sticks. Back in the corner here, we have a jail cell with a keypad print. That is the older style before they updated it. This does open up pretty nicely. You do get a pretty small jail cell here. Man-Bat doesn't fit in it, but Mr. Freeze and whoever else does. So you can just throw a minifigure in here, lock them up. But coming back to this lever I showed earlier, you can pretty much pull it, it'll pop the back part of the trailer off, and you can have your arrested minifigure escape. So, and this does pretty much go right back into place, so it's fairly easy to reset. And last but not least, we do have a little seat here for the command center for Batman or any minifigure to sit in. That has some keyboards on either side that are stickers, but that one print there is from Ninjago and it is reused. And then you just have a weapons rack over here that has stud shooter. That's what the extra studs in the storage container are for. You have a coffee cup, you have a little saw blade, you have a tranquilizer gun, I assume for Man-Bats, and as you can see, that's what the gear on the outside over here was for. You can just spin this around, have Batman or whoever's monitoring kind of have a swivel chair. So that is a very nice play feature. And last thing to tackle here, this front whole section can be popped out and become a flyer. So you just pull that out and fold out the wings, and you got a little flyer lid. And that does leave a nice little caution striping down there. But the other downside, this is very exposed if you have this removed, so your minifigures in there aren't very well protected, and you do have that nice shaping on the roof. And for this little flyer vehicle, you do have a nice sticker on the front there. The wings are nicely built. They are very articulated, so you can pose this if you want to have bacon maneuvers or whatnot. You have a little bit of engine detail back here, a little bit of a spoiler there. You have another hidden vehicle we'll get into in a second. You do have this bubble canopy molded in a trans yellow color. Again, like the cab windshield, this is exclusive to the set in that color, but that does flip open pretty easily. And you do have quite a smattering of colors in there. I'm not really fond of that, but you can't really see it most of the time. You do have one spot for a minifigure to sit, and you do have an older print there used for the control. Throwing a minifigure in here, this is what it kind of looks like with minifigure in the cockpit there. It does look pretty nice. They are able to see out of the canopy and everything. So getting into this other thing, you do have one last hidden vehicle that you can pull out, and this is clipped in here pretty well. And that's kind of why you have the coloring in there. It's just to incorporate. The last vehicle included is a little mini ATV with the BET logo on the front. Is another sticker. You do have a nice little control panel, but this thing is kind of raked a little too far forward in my opinion. I suppose the minifigure does look kind of okay finding it. It just, and the raking is just kind of throwing me off a little bit. But for the small amount of pieces used here, it does look pretty nice. And the flyer just easily just comes back in here. It just sets there using a couple of 2x2 rounded plates and a slope there. It just kind of just nestled in there, and you kind of had to very easily fits back in. That's the whole name of the game with this whole thing. I do appreciate the fact that it has multiple vehicles in it, but they all pretty much fit in there. No problem. The extra parts for the set, you do get a smattering of mostly studs and slopes and plates. You do get a couple of interesting pieces with the Wolverine claw and the syringe here. And you do get a brick separator just due to all the technique and plate work used in the set. So for this set, you get one large heavy book. I was surprised by that. Normally they split these up into smaller instructions. This is a pre-2022 set, so we do actually have the box art used for the cover of the instructions. First couple pages to show you how to use the brick separator and how to use the QR code to, it just shows you to use the QR code in case you want to use the app to build your set instead of the physical instructions. There's no progress bar. This is way before they started doing that. You have 137 pages of building though. Back, you don't have any cross cells, but you do have the parts inventory of the set. And then back of the instructions, you do have a pirate sporting the old style of the Win. Look at the box, you got that big $80 and $90, $100 size here. You got that nice style that they had for the DC sets till 2020. Lego Batman logo up the top. You got Batman peering out of the corner down there. DC. Very nice shot of the set with Gotham City in the background. A little bit of a play scenario going on with the minifigures down there at the bottom. On the side of the box, you do have the actual size with Batman representing it. And then the back of the box, they just give you a whole bunch of rundown of the play features of the set and what all you can do with it. So going over my final thoughts for the set, the build is very nicely done. Does have a few stability problems. Some parts want to fall off easily. But overall, this set very much reminds me of the old Ultra Agents and Agents in general, just style, which from what I know, the designer Mark Stafford was going for that. They really wanted to have the vehicles hidden away, all that jazz. That is all really effectively done. It's just when some of it's removed, it doesn't really, it leaves a bunch of gaps. Not overly fond of the gaps that are naturally there either, namely the hole down there at the base of the wheels where the motorcycle's hidden. That's not really good to me. Minifigures, most of them are still exclusive to this set, but all of them are worthy inclusions, particularly Nightwing, Man-Bat, Bronze Tiger, all three are still exclusive here. The other ones are also really good gets. So, minifigures, good choices all around. Quality, I'm going to have to dock it for Batman's face, as always. Lego continuously shows that they can print light colors on dark colors, but sometimes they choose not to. They don't really have the quality up to snuff there, so kind of a bummer. And $90 for this back in the day. Yeah, I really feel like you would have gotten your money's worth for $90 here. This is really well done as a playset for little kids to imagine. Sure, it's not very accurate to the source material, but for a toy for kids, it's very well done. So all in all, this set is going to get an 8 out of 10 for me. I think this set is very well worth the get. It's just going to be a lot harder now that this set is retired to find it. But that does it for this video. Comment below, let me know what you think about the set. Always look forward to having a discussion with you guys. Subscribe, ring the bell, all that jazz. Helps the channel with the algorithm. But I will see you in the next video. Until next time, stack on.